What makes us a perfect anniversary present?
Well, we love each other very much, and we love art. And we decided many years ago that instead of just like buying each other random gifts that would maybe not have much meaning, we decided for like birthdays and holidays that we would buy art for each other. We love pop art, and we're a big fan of Brandon's art before this Kickstarter. So when David, you can tell a story about when you like introduced like this idea.
Well, we found the Kickstarter, and there was buy a painting, and then when I saw that there was one that was put us in the painting, I thought, I can't think of a better anniversary present for us to get one another for our 20th anniversary. So we can't.
We were so excited too when David Wall was like, oh gosh, you know what, maybe we should do this. It was a huge relief because I was like, what am I going to get?
Well, everybody knows the 20th anniversary is the Sears portrait anniversary.
Yes, exactly.
And then David Wall was really excited too because he's like, oh, I don't have to worry about what we're going to get for each other.
And I can tell you the decision, once I brought it up, literally took... butterfly. Literally took like 45 seconds for us to say yes after I brought it up. And so there you have it, pretty much. And it's nice because we both have kind of a connection to retail too, so it's going to be it has a little deeper meaning for both of us since it's kind of something that we're both involved in.
That's awesome. When you guys got married, did you register at Sears?
Oh my gosh. When we got married, we did not register at Sears. It was David Wall and myself. Well, it was David and myself, and my best friend, our joint best friend, and then this other guy. And that was there were only 3 other people at our wedding.
Yeah, we kind of eloped, but we didn't leave. We looked in the yellow pages under wedding ceremonies, and there was this new age lady who did Indian wedding ceremonies. And so we went to her house and sat down at her table under a giant portrait of Bob Dylan. And she had like at the time it was a dot matrix printout of her wedding vows, and I just went through and crossed out
every God reference.
Every God and Spirit reference. And then we went out in her backyard, and her neighbor watched us get married from his riding mower and didn't even stop mowing his lawn. And then afterwards we bought a pumpkin for Nancy.
Yeah, because I'm obsessed with pumpkins. And in Ohio they have drive-through like beer and wine. So we went to this drive-through beer and wine to pick up my pumpkin, and the woman who married us, we had to give her $100
in cash.
That was a whole lot of money to us.
Yeah, it was
a whole lot of money back then 20 years ago. And she like pulls up in her car, like going through the drive-through getting some beer after she married us. And then we had a reception at Bob Evans.
And they gave us a free brownie sundae.
Yep. Oh my God, what a beautiful story.
That's an amazing story. So if David was in a department, what would he be?
At Sears?
Yes. If David was a Sears department, what department do you think he'd be?
That's a good question.
And then vice versa.
Well, let me go first.
Okay.
Because I think Nancy would be bedding. Because
I love my nest.
She has a collection of duvet covers, sheets, and pillow shams that fills up an entire closet at home. And I know that that's one of the things she used to do when she worked at Lazarus was make the beds. And when I first met her, she had a whole slideshow of beds that she'd made to carry along for her resume.
In my portfolio.
Which she would never show anyone today.
I totally would. David Wall would probably be, you know, the back to school department with all the great back to school supplies, because he loves notebooks of any kind, and like markers and pencils, and just like having like all those supplies. So that's the department you would be in.
Great.
So cool. And then last one, how did you guys meet? You're already laughing. It's a good story.
David was, he worked at the Columbus Library when he was finishing college.
In the audiovisual department.
AV department. Oh, he was adorable. He had this really like long hair, but not in like a sexy long hair kind of way. It was like kind of like plastered to his face, and he, you know, he's really tall. He's like 6'5", so he's like this lanky, torso-y guy. And one of my ex-boyfriends worked at the library, and I went to get movies because, you know, we were really poor and you could check movies out. And David Wall was like checking my movies out, and the movie was To Sir with Love, and most people my age didn't know that movie because it was kind of old, and he not only knew the movie, but he really liked it, and he made a comment about it, and he was just so sweet and so cute that the next day I went back. I got all dolled up.
After calling your
Oh
ex-boyfriend.
yeah, I had to call Glenn Holmstrom to ask like about this guy, like what about that guy in AV? And so I went, and he was working in the area where you could
watch
videos and stuff, and there were all these like homeless men like surrounding him, like he was like a god of the AV department, and I'm like all dolled up with all my makeup. I had all ton of makeup on, I don't know why, and like little orange shorts and a vest, and I go and I asked him, I'm like, you made me laugh.
And then the homeless guys applauded me afterwards.
And I'm like, would you go out with me? And then I'm like, my name is Nancy. And he's like, I will.
Oh my god.
I love you. That's how we met.
You guys are the cutest.
I have goosebumps and I'm like misty. That was so cool.
Oh, okay. You guys are great.
It's